She is Singapore's sprint queen. Quick, hungry and ambitious. And constantly striving to improve. Between June 2015 and May 2022,
Shanti Pereira's performances had stagnated.
but a partnership with Portuguese coach Luis Cunha has resulted in a series of fast times over the past year. This is how Shanti got her speed.
It's one of the hardest part of the race because you're starting from a pretty awkward position and you're trying to propel your body forward to gain as much ground as possible and produce as much force. Whenever I set up my blocks, I have a certain number of steppings that I do for each leg. So for me, my right leg is in front, my left leg is at the back. What I used to do was do 2 steps from the starting line for my first leg and 3 steps for my back leg. But now I do 2 steps for my front leg and 3.5 steps for my back leg. The purpose behind this was to create an optimal position for my hips to be able to produce as much force as possible.
And what we need to see here is the first part of the body to move have to be the hip and never the shoulders or the head. You are pushing the pedals.
Before, I used to make a cycle motion when I come out of the blocks and I'm not propelling my body forward. My foot is not at an ideal position where it can create force to constantly move forward. It really took me a long time to be able to do what I'm doing right now, and even now it's not 100% perfect. Coach Luis had to find certain ways for me to be able to do that motion. I just thought it was incredible how simple his method was. It was just finding a piece of paper, crushing it and putting it at my feet.
It's just something that we want her to kick. At the beginning, sometimes she was not kicking the paper, and then she was kicking the paper, but then when I take the paper, the whole thing comes again. This is a process.
Last time, I used to break a lot, and basically breaking means that my foot is not landing in an ideal position that lets me move forward as fast as possible. How I managed to change that was basically focus on hammering my front leg and swinging my back leg, both at the same time and as quickly as possible. A key indicator for me to know that I'm breaking a lot less is when I can see that my 2 knees are in line. When my front leg lands on the ground, the back leg swings forward and you can see the 2 knees are together. That's how I know that I am not doing any back mechanics. My legs are swinging in the front a lot quicker than it used to be, and my front leg, instead of kicking out, I'm pushing it to the ground and it's making me switch and move forward faster.
The perfect way for the feet to contact the ground is with the almost full foot on the ground. So no toes, no heel. All your vertical displacement. The idea is to initiate the foot contact with the ground in the way that you are not able to collapse. If you do on the toes, there is a big distance between the heel and the ground, and you're going to collapse. So when you collapse, you're going to have a longer contact time. You cannot forget it is a stopwatch event, so if you put extra time in any action, you're going to take more time to run the 100, 200 or whatever.
One thing I've changed is that I started practicing it. So I practice it in training when I'm doing certain reps and before major competitions. So what I'm training for is that I want to time it right. I want to time the dip exactly at the finish line, because the dip is the thing that determines what position you come in and the timing that you run. One of the biggest mental barriers I had to overcome was just constant self-doubt that really took a hit to my confidence when I'm training and competing. I don't want to show up to a race not wanting to race, or not being excited to race. Constant improving on my technique and changing my perspective of what I do, I think that really helped me to unlock this new era of my career.